I'm going to continue playing my thematic Lord of the Rings saga campaign, playing the second quest in the Road Darkens expansion, The Journey in the Dark. Shuffle the Verdant Treachery cards pursued by the enemy and Shadow of Fear into the encounter deck. Add the Burden objective cards Grievous Wound and Overcome by Grief to the staging area. Well, well, said the wizard, the passage is blocked behind us. Now, and there is only one way out, the other side of the mountains, the Fellowship of the Ring. We got the Grievous Wound. After a hero takes damage, if Grievous Wound is unattached, attach it to that hero. It counts as a condition attachment with the text, Forced. After attached hero exhausts, deal 1 damage to it. And Overcome by Grief. After a character is destroyed, if Overcome by Grief is unattached, attach it to a hero. Counts as a condition attachment with the text, Forced. After a character you control is destroyed, exhaust attached hero. Until the end of the round, attached hero cannot ready. So that would be exhausted for the next turn. And then deck 1 is going to be a 3 Hunters deck with the 3 Hunters. Aragorn is a 12 threat spirit hero. 2/3/2/5. Dunedain Ranger Scout. Sentinel. Action. Exhaust Aragorn to choose a location in the staging area. Until the end of the phase, that location gets -X threat, where X is Aragorn's willpower. If this effect reduces the location's threat to 0, place 1 progress on it. Limit once per round. We got Gimli. He's an 11 threat leadership hero. 2/2/2/5. Dwarf Noble Warrior. Sentinel. Response. After Gimli is declared as a defender, spend 1 resource from Gimli's pool to ready another hero. If that hero is Legolas, he gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. Limit once per phase. And Legolas. He's a 9 threat tactics hero. 1/3/1/4. Noble Sylvan Warrior. Ranged. Response. After Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, place 2 progress on the current quest. Now we're going to use the Moneybaggins Frodo. 2/1/2/2. Hobbit Ringbearer. Planning action. Exhaust the 1 ring to add 1 resource to a hero's resource pool. He's got old Bowie stories attached to him and the ring. Strider's got the Tireless Ranger. And for deck 2, we have, I guess, mainly attachment and events with only a small amount of allies. We have Gandalf, 14 threat neutral hero, 3/3/3/5, Istari. Play with the top card of your deck face up. Once per phase, you may play the top card of your deck as if it was in your hand. When playing a card this way, Gandalf is considered to have the printed leadership, lore, tactics, and spirit icons. We got Boromir, an 11 threat tactics hero, 1/3/2/5, Gondor, noble warrior. Action: raise your threat by 1 to ready Boromir. Limit once per phase. Action: discard Boromir to deal 2 damage to each enemy engaged with a single player. And then we have Merry. He's a 6 threat spirit hero. 2/1/1/2, Hobbit. Response: after an enemy is revealed from the top of the encounter deck, exhaust Merry to reduce your threat by the enemy's threat. So the allies we have in here is Sam and Pippin. "1A. The Long Dark of Moria. Trapped inside the mines of Mora, the Company of the Ring must find their way through many twisting passages to reach the eastern door, but with every step they take into the mines, there is a growing sense of dread. Set the Bullrog, the Great Bridge, and the Chamber of Mizabal aside out of play. Add Doom 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 to the staging area, and place 10 damage tokens on it. Each player adds 1 different location to the staging area. 1B, 14 quest points. There were not many roads to choose from. There are not only many roads to choose from, there are also, in many places, holes and pitfalls and dark wells beside the path in which their passing feet echoed, the Fellowship of the Ring. Forced. After a player optionally engages an enemy, remove 1 damage from Doom Doom Doom. So we got the Great Bridge, the Bullrog, and the Chamber of Mizabal aside out of play. Got Doom Doom Doom. Forced. At the end of the quest phase, remove 1 damage token from Doom Doom Doom. Then, if there are no damage tokens here, add the Bullrog to the staging area. Forced. At the end of the quest phase, the Bullrog makes an attack as if it were in play. If it is in play. Then we have choosing the Mines of Mora, 2 threat, 4 quest points, underground. While Mines of Mora is in the staging area, progress must be placed on the Mines of Mora before it can be placed on the current quest. And the Darkened Stairway, 4 threat, 2 quest points, underground. Forced. After Darkened Stairway is explored, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If the discarded card is a location, add it to the staging area. Now we have the burden cards shuffled into the deck. Starting threat for the 300s deck is 32. And the Gandalf deck is 31. Draw our opening hand. And because of Gandalf's delay, we're skipping the draw step. Hands upon the bow, Blade of Gondolin, Unexpected Courage, Test of Will, Open the Armory, and Dunedain Warning. You might not have many restricted attachments, but there's some cards in here that are important to build up our defense. So we're going to keep this hand. Keena's Lances, Mithril Shirt, Flame of Anor, Hasty Stroke, Gondorian Shield, and a Dagger. We'll keep this hand as well. We're going to spend 1 and play Open the Armory. I get to search the top 10 cards of the deck for a armor weapon attachment and put it in my hand. Bowhammer, Holy Ground, Strider, Open the Armory, Andriel, Test of Will, Crayon, Dunedain Warning, Ancestral Armor, and Raven Winged Helm. We're going to get an Ancestral Armory. We want to build up Gimli's defense. We're going to put a Blade of Gondolin on the Legolas. We're going to use Frodo's ability. We'll put a resource on the Gimli. Going over to the Gandalf deck. We're going to play Gandalf's Staff, Gandalf, now we're going to put a Gondorian Shield on the Boromir. He gets 2 defense. Now we're going to quest. There's 6 in the staging area. I'm going to put the active location on the left. And we're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Ancient Guard Room, and another Mines of Mora. So that added 5. We're going to exhaust Aragorn and use his ability to reduce the threat of one of the mines by 2, and it reduces it to 0, so we put a progress on it. So we quest successfully by 1. Now we're going to travel to the darkened stairway. And we're going to exhaust the staff and give Gimli. We're going to give Aragorn a resource. Now we go to the next round. Wizard's Pipe. We'll play a Wizard Pipe on the Gandalf. I'll play a Dagger, Westerness, and put it on to Legolas. Go over to the 3 Hunters deck, Dwarven Shield. We're going to spend 3 and put Ancestral Armor onto Gimli. He gets +2 defense and +2 hit points. Spend 2 and put Unexpected Courage onto Gimli. Going to use Frodo's ability. And give Gimli a resource. And then we're going to play a Dunedain Warning and put it onto Gimli. Now he has +3 defense, so a total of 5 defense. Questing. There is 2, 3, 4. We have to remove the token. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to quest for 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. More Orc. Deal 1 damage from Doom, Doom, Doom. or archer. Peril. X is the number of players in the game, and when revealed, assign X damage among characters you control. We're going to put one on Gimli, and that's going to attach the grievous wound to Gimli. We're going to put the other one on to Legolas. Now we're going to do a hands upon the bow. And attacking for 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to hit the Mora Archer. That destroys it. And we put 3 progress on the current quest. So that's going to put 2 onto this. Mines of Mora, exploring it, and 1 onto the next one. So there's 7 in the staging area. So we cut successfully by 3. We're going to exhaust Aragorn and reduce this by 1, or by 2. That puts a progress here, and now we put 3 progress, 2 here, and 1 goes on to the active location. And we have to remove it. Token from Doom, Doom, Doom. And we're going to use the Gandalf staff to have the 300 deck draw card. Hold your ground. Go to the next round. Hasty Stroke. Spend 1 and play a Dwarven Shield. And puts it onto Gimli. Attached hero gets +1 defense, and after attached hero takes damage from an enemy attack, exhaust Dwarven Shield to add 1 resource to attached hero's pool. So we're up to 6 defense now. I'm going to exhaust Wither Staff to draw a card. Keena's Lances. Over to the Gandalf deck. Word of Command. We're going to put a Glammed Ring onto Gandalf. And then we're going to put the Mithril Shirt onto Frodo, giving him +1 defense and +1 hit point. quest. There is 5 in the staging area. We're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 11. More orc. Remove a token. And many pillared halls. So that added 4. So we quest successfully by 2. We're going to exhaust the Aragorn to reduce the threat of many pillared halls by 2. So that puts 1 resource on it. So we quest successfully by 4. That puts 1 onto the active location, clearing it, and 3 onto the main quest. And when that's discarded, we got a reveal here, and it's not the location. We're going to travel to the many pillared halls. And we're going to go to the next round. We have to reveal a damage token. We'll play the Fellowship. Now all heroes get +1 willpower. We're going to switch cards with the Wizard Pipe. Now we're going to play a dagger and put it onto Aragorn. Go over to the 300 stack, Keena's Lances. We're going to have the Wizard Staff, draw us a card, cram, put that on the Legolas. Now we're going to play Keena's Lances for 5. And draw 3 cards. War Axe, Dagger, and a Blade of Gondolin. We're going to put a War Axe onto Legolas. And a dagger onto Aragorn. And then we're going to play a Blade of Gondolin onto Frodo. Questing. We're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 against 7. Mines of Mora and a Great Cave Troll. So that added 5. We're going to exhaust Aragorn to reduce the threat of this ancient guard room to 0. We put 1 resource on it. So we quest successfully by 8. That clears the Mines of Mora and puts 4 progress onto the many pillared halls. Now we're going to go to the next round. War Axe. Draw a card from the Gandalf Staff. Raiment of War. Spend 1 and put a Raiment of War onto Gimli, removing the Dwarven shield. So he still got 1 defense, but he got +1 attack and 2 more hit points. Gandalf deck. There's Pippin. I'm going to switch these 2. We're going to play the Word of Command. Exhaust Gandalf. We're going to search our deck for a card. I get some Athelos. We're going to use Frodo's ability. And put a resource onto Boromir. And then we're going to play Pippin. Now we're going to quest. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the staging area. We're questing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Many pillared halls, and we cannot get out. Each player assigns X damage among characters controls, where X is the number of exhausted characters. So we have 3 exhausted characters. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we have 4 exhausted characters over here. 1, 4, 5. We only have 4 exhausted characters. Okay. So that added 2. Quest successfully by 3. That actually added 3. We're going to exhaust Aragorn. And put 1 progress onto Ancient Guard Room. So we quest successfully by 5. 1 progress onto the active location. And 4 go on to the main quest. We're going to travel to the many pillared halls. Go to the next, we have to remove it. Damage token, go to the next round. So now we can flip the contract over. There's one thing I forgot to mention. The 300th contract that we're playing with is you cannot include allies in your deck, and each of your heroes can have 1 additional restricted attachment. Reduce the cost of the first restricted attachment you play each round. Refresh action. If each of your heroes has at least 2 restricted attachments, flip this card over. Each of your heroes can have 1 additional restricted attachment and gets +1 willpower for each restricted attachment on it. Exhaust this card to heal 1 damage from each of your heroes. And once you flip over to side B, you no longer get the 1 cost reduction. So Legolas has 3, Gimli has 3, and Aragorn has 2. I'm going to switch, and then we're going to play Athlos and put that onto Aragorn. Two, we're going to put Sting onto Frodo. We're going to play Ancient Matham and put it onto the Many-Pillared Halls. Put a Hulberg and Mail onto Gimli. It's +1 defense. Bring him up to 7 defense. And +1 hit point. Bringing up to 10 hit points. We're going to exhaust Aragorn and discard Athlos to heal all damage from a character. You may discard 1 condition attachment from that character. So we're going to discard the Grievous Wound and heal up the damage of 8 damage on Gimli. I'm going to spend 1 and put a War Axe onto Boromir, giving him +2 attack. We're going to use Frodo's ability and give Legolas a resource. Now we're going to go to the questing. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to quest for 2, 5, 6, 7, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Deep Fissure. Peril. Remove a character you control from the quest and discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that character printed willpower is less than the discarded card's threat, discard that character. So we're gonna, sorry Pip, we're gonna throw you into the fissure. Nope. You were able to jump across. Card 2, Fool of It took. Doom 1. We have 7 defense. Yeah, we can take it off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we quest successfully 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That puts 6 here and 6 here, or 7 here. I guess up to 14. So we go to the next round, stage. And we get to draw 3 cards. We can move a damage. "2A. Then there came an echoing blast. A great horn was blown in the hall, and answering horns and harsh cries were heard further off. There was a hurrying sound of many feet. The Fellowship of the Ring. When revealed, add Chamber of Mazabal to the staging area. 2B. Drums in the Deep. 9 quest points. If there are no enemies in the staging area at the beginning of the quest phase, the first player reveals an additional encounter card during the staging step. The players cannot advance unless there are X resource tokens on this stage, where X is the number of players times 3, so it's going to be 6. Forced. After an enemy is defeated, place 1 resource token on this stage. So we got the Chamber of Mazabal. It's 4 threat, 4 quest points, immune to player card effects. Players cannot advance to the next stage. Travel. Each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a different enemy and adds it to the staging area to travel here. One of those must be the Orc Chieftain if able. Okay, we're going to travel here. And we could search for enemies. We're going to get the Mora Archer and then the Orc Chieftain. We're going to play a Keen as Lances. This costs 4. I'll reduce our threat by 4. So now we only need to engage 1 enemy, and the Orc Chieftain engages. So we're going to, this one comes down automatically, and this one comes down on its own. And we have archery 2. We get a lot of shadow cards. We're going to use Sting. We're actually going to optionally engage one of these over here. We're going to use the Mr. Underhill. We're using Mr. Underhill to cancel the Great Cave Troll's attack. And the Orc Chieftain. We're going to raise our threat by 1 to ready up Boromir and block him with Boromir. No shadow, no damage. And we're going to block this more Orc with Gimli. And then spend 1 to ready up Legolas and give him +1 attack. And no shadow, no damage. Now for attacking back, Legolas has got 2 attacks. We're going to attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 against this Orc Chieftain. Destroy it. Aragorn. Now this guy readied up Pippin. We're going to ready up, and that puts, oh, we don't, that's immune. Then we're going to ready up Cram and attack again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and Pippin's 2, and that destroys this cave troll. And then over here, Aragorn's going to, he's exhausted. We'll just leave it at that. Go to the next round. But before we got the Wizard Staff. We're going to have this deck draw a card. Frodo gets 2 more willpower because of our contract. We can heal up 1 damage from each of our heroes. Hasty Stroke. Go over to the Gandalf deck. We're going to switch these cards and play a Fast Hitch onto Frodo. I'll put a Blood of Numenor. I'm going to put that onto Boromir. Now we can attach to a Gondor or noble hero. Action. Spend 1 resource from attached hero's resource pool to give attached hero +1 defense for each resource in his resource pool until the end of the phase. Limit once per phase. And there's a quote down at the bottom from Boromir. So it makes sense to put him on Boromir. We're going to use Frodo's ability. And give Boromir a resource. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. We don't have to reveal any extra cards because we have enemies in the staging area. We're going to quest for 4, 5. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and there's 7 in the staging area. First card is a Shadow of Fear, Doom 1. We're going to play a Test of Will, cancel that effect. We don't want our text boxes blanked. The worst treachery in the quest. Blanking text boxes, and the shadow effect is you don't count your defense. That's Surges. Deep Fissure. Okay, so now we have to choose a character and remove it from the quest. I guess we'll choose Gimli. That's 2, so we're even. So that minuses off 5. And then a Darkened Stairway, so that's 4. So he quests successfully 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That clears the chamber of Mazabal and puts 6 here. We're going to travel to the darkened stairway, and this is removed. Well, first, we can't travel there yet. At the end of the quest phase, we remove the token, and then we have to put the Bullrog into play. He's a 5 attack, or 5 threat, 8 attack, 9 defense, 25 hit points. Bullrog, Shadow Flame, indestructible. Cannot be optionally engaged. Bullrog and shadow cards dealt to the Bullrog are immune to player card effects. Well, in the staging area, the Bullrog is considered to be engaged with the first player, and only the first player can declare attackers against the Bullrog. And now there's no tokens here, and I'm reading the bottom section. At the end of the quest phase, the Bullrog makes an immediate attack if he's in play. So he's going to make immediate attack, because you do these in order. First you do the top one, and then you do the next one. A lot of people mess up on that, but he attacks as soon as he comes in. We're going to block with Gimli. We're defending for 7. No shadow, take 1 damage. And during that time, we're going to spend 1 and ready up Legolas. Travel to the darkened stairway. And we're going to spend raise our threat by 1 to ready up Boromir. The archery 2. This is going to come down. Now we go to the combat phase. We're going to block this orc with Aragorn. Attacking enemy makes additional attack. We're going to play a hasty stroke. Oh, we don't have any resources. Okay. It makes an additional attack. Oh, well, I guess we'll play hasty stroke from this side and cancel that. And now we're going to play a hold your ground and ready up Gimli. And block the Bullrog. Defending player discards a non-objective attachment. 2 if he's 35 or higher, and we are. We're going to get rid of old bogey stories. And then get rid of the Mithril shirt. Actually, let's just get rid of the Raiment of War. So he's one less defense, so he takes 2 damage instead of 1. And here we're going to block with Boromir. Attacking him gets +1, so but no damage. Now attacking back. We're going to attack with Legolas. We're going to attack with Frodo is attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to use Legolas to attack and destroy this moral orc along with Frodo. So that means we put 4 progress down because we have 2 Blade of Goblins and then Legolas's ability. So that puts 2 progress here. And clears this. And we discard this, and it's not a location. Now we're going to raise our threat by 1. Ready up Boromir. And attack and destroy this moral orc. So we put 2 more resources here. Now we go to the next round. Oh, we got still the Gandalf staff. Going to give a resource to Aragorn. Or heal up each one of these with our contract. Over to the 300 stack, Ancestral Armor. We're going to spend 1. We're going to use Frodo's ability. And give Legolas a resource. And then we're going to play a Raiment of War and put it onto Gimli. So now Gimli's back to full defense. Now we can go questing. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We only need 1 progress. We'll quest for 2. Three, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Eleven, 12, 13, 14, 15. First card is They Are Coming. Oh, this might come at a good time. I gotta shuffle the discard pile back into the encounter deck and get 2 enemies. So we need to destroy 2 enemies to get to the next stage. More orc. Yes, those are a lot of nice ones to get rid of. And more archer. Next card is another ancient guard room. So that added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 17. So we quested unsuccessfully by 2. What we're going to do is exhaust Aragorn, reduce this by 3, and then puts 1 progress on exploring it. So we quest successfully by 1, so we got our progress that we needed. Now we go to engagement. We can optionally engage. We can get some more orc here and more archer. So we're going to optionally engage the more archer. That readies up Pippin. And this comes down to us on our own. Deal up, but first we have to attack with the Bullrog, and we're going to block it with Gimli. Attacking gets +2, so he's attacking for 10. And we have 7 defense, so it takes 3 damage. And now these gauging. Now we deal archery 4. Take 2 here, 1 here, 1 here. We have a total of 10 hit points, so if he gets 10 more, we deal 3 more damage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. so he could still survive. And we spent 1 to ready up Legolas. So we're going to Balrog's going to make another attack. We're going to block it with Gimli. No shadow. Take 1 damage. We're going to block this guy with Boromir. No shadow. We're going to discard this shadow with Gandalf's staff. Oh, that was a gun to get rid of. Don't count your defense. Raise our threat by 1 to ready up Boromir. And we're going to take this attack undefended. And deal 3 damage to Boromir. Now for attacking. We're going to attack with Frodo. And Pippin and destroy this Mororc. That's a resource up here. Then we're going to play Gondorian Fire, or Flame of Arnor. And discard the top card of our deck of the Keena's Lances. And ready up Gandalf and give him 5 attack. So now Gandalf's attacking for 10. We got 5 more, 15. That would deal 9 damage. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. That would be 4 damage. Now we're going to, during this action window, we're going to switch these two and play another Flame of Arnor to ready him up. And get 5 more damage. 5 more attack for Gandalf. So we put 5 more damage here. He's attacking for 15. So we're attacking a total of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 11 damages dealt total. And that's, these two go to the victory display. And then we're going to attack with Gandalf for 15 and destroy the Mora archer. Actually, I'm taking this back. Retcon here. I'm not playing that. Card because I realized it would spread out if I did that. So there's 5 less damage. And we're going to attack with Legolas and destroy him. I forgot you had to do it. We have 3 turns before we can win. So that puts the last one here. And we add the Great Bridge. (3A). The outer door could only be reached by a slender bridge of stone, without curb or rail, that spanned the chasm, with one curving spring of 50 feet. The Fellowship of the Ring. When revealed, add the Great Bridge to the staging area. Each player reveals 1 encounter card and removes 1 damage token from Doom, Doom, Doom. And then it's 3B, the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. 15 quest points. Now for the last race, said Gandalf. If the sun is shining outside, we may still escape. After me. No more than 15 progress can be placed in this. No more than 5 progress can be placed in this stage each round. The players cannot defeat this stage, but the Great Bridge is in play. If the players defeat this stage, they win the game. So we got to reveal 2 cards. Mora Orc and a Deep Chasm. Remove a character you control. We don't have any characters committed to the quest. Okay, we go to the next round. Deal 1 damage from each of our heroes. Dagger. Go over to the Gandalf deck. I'm going to switch these 2. Spend 1 and put a fast hitch onto Frodo. Now we're going to play Keenan's Lances for 3. I reduce our threat by 4. Now for questing. There's 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 in the staging area. Request for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. We're actually going to play this onto him. Our planning phase is not here, so it's their planning phase. We're playing this. Giving him an extra 2 attack, and an extra 1 willpower. So that's 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. So you get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. First card is a, well, that's supposed to be in the victory display. Fool of a Took. Remove 1 damage token, then, or the Bullrog makes an attack. I'm going to play it, Test of Will, and cancel that effect. We still have Doom 1. Card 2 is a Minds of More, so that is 2. So we cut successfully 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That puts 4 onto here and 2 here. Now we're going to travel to the Great Bridge. And the Bullrog, oh, first the Bullrog makes an attack. We're going to block with Gimli. Assign X damage where X is, there's 1 damage. And we take 1 damage. Now we travel. Now we go to engagement. We can engage here. And we're also readying up Legolas. Now we go to the, we got 2 archery. 1 on Pippin and 1 on Aragorn. Let's put 1 on Legolas. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block the Mora Orc with Frodo, and Sting does 2 damage. And it's the grievous wound. And now we're going to block with the Bullrog with Gimli, attacking +2. Attacking for 10, so we take 3 damage. So we have 7 defense. Now attacking back. We're going to attack back for, got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that does 10 damage to the Bullrog. We go to the next round. We're going to switch these two. Now we're going to play this, do a word of command. We're getting Keena's Lances. Now we're going to play Keena's Lances for 2. And reduce our threat by 4. Play a Dwarven Tomb. And put a Test of Will back into our hand. We have to get rid of a restricted attachment. We're getting rid of the Blade of Gondolin. So we can only have 2 because we're over on this side. We're going to use Gandalf's Staff to draw a card. We're going to spend 2. We'll put Unexpected Courage on the Aragorn. And go over to the 300s deck. Heal 1 damage from each of the heroes. Now we're going to quest. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the staging area. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. $23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Card 1, Yerk of Mordor. Makes an immediate attack against the first player. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 defense. We're going to block it with Frodo. And Sting does 1 damage. And it gets +1 attack. So attacking for 5, and we have 4 defense. So we take 1 damage. Card 2 is we cannot get out. Deal X damage, where X is the number of exhausted characters. We're going to play a Test of Will. Cancel it. So we had a 2 threat. So we quest successfully by 15. That clears the Great Bridge and puts 5 progress here. And Gandalf falls off the bridge, and dealing 14 damage to the Bullrog. So the Bullrog now has 30 damage. The Great Bridge is, when the Great Bridge is explored, discard a hero from play to deal X damage to the Bullrog, where X is that hero's threat cost. Then the Bullrog loses all keywords for the remainder of the game. Any player may trigger this response. Now for engagement. We only need to engage 1. We're going to raise our threat by 1 during this counter phase, and then engage the Yerk from Mordor. And we have archery 2. Put him on to Aragorn. Now we're going to block with Boromir. No shadow. No damage. We're going to block with Legolas. And Gimli and spend 1. Ready up Legolas. Defending player discards 2 attachments. No thank you. We're going to cancel that with a hasty stroke. So, no damage. Now we're going to, so Boromir has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so this would be 6, 7, 8. We're going to spend 1 to ready up Boromir, and ready up Frodo with another fast hitch, and attack for 8 and destroy him. Legolas is going to attack and destroy this more orc. Go to the next round. Unexpected courage. Heal up 1 damage from each of our heroes. Spend 2 and play an unexpected courage. Put it on the Legolas. I'm going to go over to the handoff deck. I'm not going to play anything. Now we're going to quest. 7 here, so we got 2 more turns. We'll quest for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so he's got 2 restricted. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he should have 1 less here. He had 1 less there. So now we have 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Mines of Mora and a darkened stairway. So that adds 6. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we quest successfully by 14. 4 goes here, and 5 goes here, bringing us up to 11. We're going to travel to the darkened stairway. Now we're going to optionally engage this Mora Archer. Now we're going to block with Gimli. Defending player discards 2. No, thank you. We're going to play a Hasty Stroke. Cancel that effect. So no damage. Then we're going to attack back with Gimli and destroy the archer. And that just puts progress and explores the stairway, and that's gone. Go to the next round. Wizard Pipe. I'm not going to play anything. Andriel. Andriel onto Aragorn. Now we're going to quest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 27 against 3. First card is a Pursued by the Enemy, Doom 1. We have no enemies in play, so that's a whiff. Surge, Darkened Stairway, and we cannot get out. We have to deal 1 damage equal to the number of exhausted characters. Luckily, we readied a bunch of our characters here, so we have 2 exhausted characters. We'll deal 1 to Mary and 1 to Boromir. And here we have no exhausted characters, so we actually can get out. So we put 5 progress here, bringing it up to 16. So there's a win. I would say the MVPs of that were one was the Unexpected Courage. And the other, let's say, was the Ancestral Armor, giving that extra defense. And the resolution, the first player must choose 1 of the Burden Treachery cards, Pursued by the Enemy or Shadow of Fear, and 1 of the Burden Objective cards, Grievous Wound or Overcome by Grief, and add it to the campaign pool. If the Bullrog is still in play, the first player must choose all 4 burdens. Instead, the chosen burdens have been earned by the players. They ran on, light grew before them, great shafts pierced the roof. They ran swifter. They passed into the hall, bright with daylight from its high windows in the east. They fled across it through the huge broken doors. They passed, and suddenly before them the great gates opened, an arch of blazing light, the Fellowship of the Ring. So these are the 2 treacheries. Doom 1, Surge. When revealed, each enemy engaged with a player and not in the staging area makes an immediate attack. It can be nasty, but it can also whiff. And a shadow attacking enemy makes an additional attack after this one. And Shadow of Fear. Doom 1, Surge. When revealed, treat the printed text box of each character in play as blank except for traits till the end of the round. That can be horrible. And a shadow defending character does not count as defense. That can be hero destruction. So these 2, they're both horrible. I think the lesser of two evils is the pursued by the enemy. So I'm going to pick that treachery. And of the two objectives, overcome by grief. After a character is destroyed, if overcome by grief is unattached, attach it to a hero. Counts as a conditioned attachment with the text forced. After a character you control is destroyed, exhaust attached hero. Until the end of the round, attached hero cannot ready. And grievous wound. Attached to after a hero takes damage, if grievous wound is unattached, attach it to that hero. Counts as a conditioned attachment with the text forced. After attached hero exhaust, deal 1 damage to it. So as soon as you get injured, you can keep on getting injured. Here, you only get injured if you destroy a character is destroyed. So I think you have a lot more control over your characters being destroyed than getting damaged. So I'm going to take the overcome by grief. So hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll see you in LOTR. Have a great day.